Did you become a millionaire from your idea?
No, it was a tragic, catastrophic failure of biblical proportions. It was terrible.
Well, at least you learned something from it, right?
I did. I learned, honestly, I make fun of it. I learned a lot from it. The product was called the Wire Dog. And it really came out of necessity in the desert, because before the war started, they had 12 of us, whatever it was, 10 or 11 of us, dragging spooled, communication lines from position to position and digging a trench and laying the wire and covering it back up. And it was just absurd. And the heat and days and miles and miles. And I figured out this apparatus that would do it with one person driving the truck and two of us operating it. And that crude design worked. And just the act of following that through. And, when so many soldiers transfer or transition from the military, from that structure to the lack of structure of being a civilian again, depending on how long you've been in, I don't have to tell anybody that's done that. It can be a radical transformation. And it was for me. I went from this make it happen culture to this civilian life. And it was not an easy transition for me at all.
I think it had. When I got out, I just finished I finished my bachelor's. I was working on my master's. I got out. I thought I knew exactly what I was going to do, and nothing ever works out the way you think it's going to.
Never. Yeah, never. And it wasn't so much that, I did believe that the invention was going to be successful, but I was still grounded enough to know that, even from the military, not everything survives the first engagement, right? And so having that mindset, I was still grounded with that. But when I left the military, and I excelled in the military, I was promoted faster than my peers. You could cut butter with the starch crease on my uniform or shave out of my boots. It was just, that's the way I was. I loved it. Not everything, but I loved a lot about it. And that make it happen mentality that I left the military with just did not translate in the civilian life. I was an oddball. And I know, because I'm not telling you anything you don't already know.
No, I'm a veteran. I totally understand. That's why I work for myself.
Yeah.
My own business.
Yeah. And so, yes, I learned a lifetime's worth of lessons. And of course, now, knowing what I know now, looking back on it, I know why it didn't work. I know the 412 mistakes, that I made. I just wasn't qualified to do what I was dreaming about doing. And there was nobody there to help. Back then, Google was telling everybody your business,
Yeah, and then, but you don't realize if you come up with an idea and you're in the military and you come up with the idea while you're in the military owns that idea.
They very well could have. If it was successful, they would have been knocking on the door.
Yeah, because when I was in the medical field and that's this half board,